Okay, so I just did like the first little bit of level design that I've done in like 8.5 years, I think. Because the last time I designed levels was for World Hearts Game 4, which was released, I think, in 2016. Yeah, so I still don't have like a playable demo, which is taking longer than expected. But yeah, in the future, in the near future, like in a few days, there'll be like a demo which you can play, and I'll put out another video too. But yeah, right now you can just watch me play it. But yeah, in the future, there's going to be every video. There's going to be some new levels, a playable demo, then some new features, and then I'll do a let's play of like some user levels or World's Hardest Game 3 or something like that. But yeah, this is like the last video where there's no playable demo. But anyway, I started to get like a whole bunch of stuff piling up that I want to explain. So instead of waiting until there's a playable demo, I'll just do one more video without one. But yeah, right now, if I had a playable demo, you'd have to download all these files individually, and it would take a really long time. And it's just like I'd rather get like my deployment process working properly first before I make a playable demo. But anyway, yeah. So this level design right here, this right here is crazy mode for level 2. This is the first one I did, which I did a few days ago. This one wasn't really that great. I was originally happy with it, but now I'm not really that happy with it. But then I went ahead and did very hard mode for level 2, which is this one. And this one I actually am happy with. I feel like it's got all the characteristics that I was looking for. I'm going to tweak it around a bit, but I'm actually happy with this one. But yeah, so I think this video, what I'll start by this is the original level 2 where all I did was add some extra coins and make them slowly rotate. But yeah, I'll start with level 2 very hard because that's one I actually like. And I'll explain what I like about it, although it's hard to explain. I think maybe I'll just play it a bunch and you can, and I'll mention like one or two things. But if I try to explain like to fully analyze it, it'll take too long, and I have other stuff I want to explain. So yeah, I'll just try to do it semi-quick, and then I'll play level 2 crazy, and you can kind of see like I want to go through the whole thing, but you can kind of see what's good and bad about it. But yeah, then there's a whole bunch of other features too. But yeah, I'll also explain those. Yeah, I'm just getting overwhelmed because I can kind of just ramble, but I gotta split up these videos into smaller portions so that they're easier to manage. What I want to do is have each video, there's a new demo which you can play. There's a few new levels, some new features, and then I'll like explain all that stuff, and then I'll do like a let's play of like a user level or my own game, or like World Hearts Game 3 or whatever. Okay, anyway, let me just try to explain this. I'll just start by playing the levels here. So this I actually like. This is very hard mode. It's similar enough to hard mode that you can kind of recognize that it's the same thing, because it has the vertical enemies and it has the same shape. So the difference is the coins are now spread out, and there's now stationary enemies spread out and slowly rotating coins and enemies. So it's basically the same thing, but with a twist. And I try to make each thing like slightly different. So here you have stationary enemies rotating around it. Here you have a stationary enemy with coins rotating around it. You know, here you have a coin in the corner which you have to go around. Here you have to go around like kind of differently. You know, here the enemy's covering the coin. Here the coin's kind of moving and covering the enemy. So on and so forth. I try to have like a variety of different, stuff. Here, this is just showing that sometimes it can rotate for no reason, but all the other ones, the rotation actually kind of matters. This is the only one where it doesn't really matter. But yeah, anyway, let me just play it for a bit. I'll try not to ramble too long, because my natural, most comfortable state is to just sit here rambling incoherently, but it doesn't really make for a good video, and I don't end up explaining the other stuff I want to explain. But yeah, let me just play this, and I'll just mention ahead of time though, I have like a new feature called death positions. So anytime I die, when I turn on death positions, you can see like a little gradient. So yeah, I'll play the level for a while, and then I'll turn on death positions, and you can see all the places that I died. But yeah, let me just beat this level real quick. It's not actually that easy. This is actually, for level 2 very hard, is right around the difficulty that I wanted, because I don't want it to be like crazy hard. Let me just focus on playing it right now, because explaining how hard I want it to be isn't really that easy to explain. But yeah, each coin should be slightly different to get. There should be slightly, minor differences in collecting each coin and in avoiding each enemy. Here I'm going to go back to the start because I'm worried I'm going to die. But yeah, like, I'm not going to try to explain each little thing, but my favorite thing is the dynamic where you have these like slowly rotating enemies, and they're near a wall. What'll end up happening is like you'll be safe right next to the wall. So like here I'm safe next to the wall, here I'm safe, but then it's closing the gap and I'm not safe anymore. So you have like a little time, like a little window of time where you can go along the wall, and then sometimes you can't. Then there's another thing like up here like that, where I want to collect this coin and go through that gap, but I'll run out of time sometimes. So yeah, that's the part I like. And then I also like how the exit is somehow closed, like sometimes closed. So you're like stuck in this chaos area, and then it kind of opens up and then you can get in. But yeah, I kind of just like the way it looks and stuff too. But anyway, let me just play it here. It's harder than it looks, actually. Oop, see, I just died. But yeah, what I want to do is just get that coin like so, and then go around. Oops, I have to be pressed against the wall there in order to not die. Just want to go along the wall and get the coin. So I wait for this thing to get out of the way. So now it's out of the way. Now I get the coin. Now I go press against the wall. Okay, now I should either go home or go to the exit checkpoint. For fun, I'm going to go to the exit checkpoint, but it's actually probably easier to just go home right now. Near the center is really hard. I can sit here as like a safe spot if I want to go in and out of the exit. But yeah, anyway, for a level 2 very hard, I feel that's pretty reasonable. Yeah, it just looks enough like hard mode. It has the same general game. I just feel like it's what I want. Like, this is kind of a good example of the point of the remake, is like you have the same levels, but I've spiced them up. And also the different colored enemies. So anyway, I'm done with this one for now. But by color coding the enemies where similar enemies have similar colors, it makes it a lot easier to understand what's going on. So here I have like 4 different types of enemies, and I have the 4 different colors. Oops. Yeah, sometimes they'll line up like and be like a triple hit. So here you'll sometimes get a triple hit here, you'll sometimes get a triple hit here, and you'll sometimes get a triple hit here. So this first one is pretty easy because I just wait for the triple hit, which is like right here, and I can just go past it kind of. And then I wait again for the triple hit, which is right here, and I just go past it again. So now here, the I'll turn on invincible and slow motion, and I'll just kind of play around with it a bit. So basically here, the center is movable. Like I can kind of maneuver around the center a bit, and there is enough space to avoid the enemies, but actually the problem with this level is the center isn't really maneuverable enough that it's kind of just a silly idea to go into the center. So yeah, what you want to do with this level is spend as little time in the center as possible. So that's why I don't really like this level. But yeah, I just kind of wait for them to get out of the way, and then I just go up here. And then here, I wait for the triple hit, and I just run to the end. And then here, I basically, I'll just play around here for fun for a bit. One of the reasons I like this level is you can do like clutch like stuff like that. There's like a lot of opportunities to do cool dodges on this level. But anyway, here to get this last coin, you wait for them to line up like that. You just run over, you get it, and then you just hang out here for a bit, and then like right here, it's easy to get out. But yeah, I decided I don't really like this level. Oops. Because it's not similar enough to level 2. The middle is not maneuverable enough. It's kind of too cramped. And the start and the end, once you figure out the pattern, are like way too easy kind of. And I don't know, the whole thing, it's too easy once you figure it out. And I don't know, it's just kind of like, what I don't want to do is just throw on a bunch of crap and then like 4 layers of crap and then call it a new level. I don't know. It just feels too like something. I don't know. There's just not enough like cool about this level. But I do like how I could like, if I wanted to, I could hang out here and collect these coins. So one strategy is you just hang out here and you let the coins come to you. Except the problem is it's like not even a good strategy, because you can just kind of like easily get these coins in the middle if you just kind of stay out of the middle. If you just go like that and then you go like this. So like, yeah, this whole like center portion is kind of pointless. But anyway, I don't want to fully analyze this level. But yeah, this one I felt was good enough that I'll use it in the game, so that was why I was pretty hype. But anyway, yeah, it's been a long time since I designed levels, so to design something like this, I just feel good about it. Even though it's not really that big of a deal, I just feel good to get back into level design. But yeah, in the future, very soon, you'll be able to play these levels, and every new video there'll be a few new levels to play and give me feedback. So yeah, it's going to be cool in the future, because there's going to be like a long process of like releasing stuff, getting feedback, and then doing many different builds, and then the final game will be like pretty, you know, there'll be a lot of like a lot of different I forget what I'm trying to say. It'll go through many revisions is what I'm trying to say. Okay, anyway, sorry. So let me just explain some stuff. Those are the new level designs. These are the new features. So now I have a more complex blip, death blip, which just means if I turn on slow motion, you can see it. There's like an inner portion to the blip now. So like there's like an inner circle which goes quicker and an outer circle. But yeah, I just like the double blip, like, so now there's 2 circles instead of 1. I played around with a bunch of the different like line thickness and like color changing and all that, and I tweaked it to get the way I want it. But yeah, anyway, that's that. Setting to wait for death animation to start before playing reset animation. It just means that yeah, I'm gonna let that one be self-explanatory. So anyway, death position, this is the cool part. Let me just turn off these cheats. So now, whenever I press X, I have 20 deaths right now. It shows where the deaths were. So let me just restart here. I'll go to like easy mode for now. So here, I'll just hold X. So you can see now there's death positions. And then the more you die in one spot, the like darker it gets. And then I can turn them on and off whenever I want. But yeah, then, whoops. Whichever enemy kills you, that's what the death position color is. So here I died to some blue and I died to some purple. But yeah, it's pretty cool how like, if I go, whoops, if I go crazy mode, see I'll die to some purples, I'll die to some blues, I'll die to a green, and then I'll die to a red here. It's kind of hard dying on purpose sometimes. Oops, I'll try to get one of these reds. See, so now when I turn on death position, you can see like, you know, and yeah, whenever you beat a level, before it goes to the next level, it'll show you the death positions of the level that you just beat. And it'll also say like right here how many deaths you gained, and it'll say right here how long it took you to beat the level. But yeah, that's the death position stuff. I tweaked the player size, the enemy size, and the coin size. So now the coin's slightly smaller than the enemy, and the enemy is considerably smaller than the player, and the player is a bit smaller than before. So that's that. I added some new development hotkeys. Basically now I can go next level, previous level, and I can toggle difficulty. That's that. I fixed the coin drawing stuff. So now like, when the coins, when they're a pentagon, they were rotating in the wrong spot before, and now they're rotating in the right spot, and same with the heptagon. So now like this pentagon here and this heptagon here, the animation is better now. Before they were rotating wrong, and also I was drawing them a bit wrong because there was a bug in my mip mapping stuff. So now the edges are smoother. But anyway, yeah, the coins look better now. Added a mute button, but there's no icon on the mute and pause button yet, and the mute button doesn't actually do anything yet. This I'll explain. Oh yeah, and this I'll explain. Yeah, so right now, when you go full screen, everything is like pretty large, and I find it's like too big to look at. So I'm gonna have a mode where there's like large mode, and then I'm gonna have another mode where everything's squished down to more like this size. And then I'm gonna hope that most people will play at like a size closer to like this size, because when the game is too large in full screen, it's actually like messes with your eyes. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty important that I have like a smaller size than this, because this size is like too big. It's just too hard to play with. I don't know. There's too much going on when at this size. There's something about it that's really hard to look at. But yeah, this is cool. The deleted scenes. When I have something like this, which is level 2 crazy mode, this isn't really good enough to put in the actual game, but it's still good enough that it's like fun to mess around with a bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have something like deleted scenes where something like this, when you beat crazy mode, you'll unlock all the crazy mode levels which weren't good enough to be in the actual game. You'll unlock them and you can just mess around with them and play them anyway. So I'm gonna have like 30 hard mode levels, 30 very hard, and 30 crazy. And then when you beat very hard mode, you'll unlock a bunch of deleted scenes from very hard mode. And then when you beat crazy mode, you'll unlock a bunch of deleted scenes for crazy mode. So in actuality, there'll be like over 100, well over 100 levels to play, with 30 being the original levels. But yeah, there's going to be more content than originally planned. But yeah, anyway, the main purpose of this video is just because I was excited about level 2 very hard mode. I just feel like this is what I'm going for. Even though all I did was take the existing level and add a bunch of stuff, which in other cases I'm gonna actually kind of like, instead of just adding stuff, I want to like kind of change it more so that it's like similar, but you know. But anyway, even though I just added stuff, some of them I'm going to add stuff and some of them I'm going to change it. As far as adding stuff goes, this is pretty good example. Like I'm happy with this. And also in existing games, we don't usually do the vertical crisscross with the slowly moving enemies on top. You have vertical crisscross or even like double crisscross with stationary enemies, but the slowly moving enemies plus vertical, it creates situations like right here, and right here, where I like that dynamic. If I turn on invincible, like sometimes you'll get like stuck like near a wall like right here, and you'll get like slowly crushed by an enemy, kind of. Like you'll be like right here and then you won't, but I don't know, anyway. But yeah, anyways, so coming very soon, there's going to be playable demos. There's going to be more levels, more features, and I'm also going to play World's Hardest Game 3. In fact, I'll get head start on that right now. I'm just going to start World's Hardest Game 3 and just play for a little bit. And then I'll just play for like 10 minutes or something. Is this even working? Yeah. And then let me just see if the sound's on. Is the sound on? Okay, the sound. Okay, I'm just gonna play World's Hardest Game 3 for a little bit, just to like finish off the video. And yeah, in the next video, there's gonna be playable demo, more new level designs, more features, and I'm gonna actually play a significant amount of World's Hardest Game 3. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool starting soon. I'm looking forward to getting user feedback on the levels. The process of like, I'll make a few levels, get feedback, tweak the levels, go back and forth getting feedback for months and months is going to be fun. Okay, I took one death. I'm going to try to beat World's Hardest Game 3. I'm going to focus more on taking as many deaths as possible as opposed to beating it as quickly as possible. But I'm going to try to beat it pretty quick, though. But I care more about having fewer deaths. I want to turn off the motion trails. Okay. So I'm just going to focus on playing pretty fast and not dying. Okay, I just died. I'm not used to the 30 FPS. And like the player size and stuff is a bit different than the remake. Oh god. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty weird playing my own game. It's weird that it used to be 30 FPS, but it's no big deal. Okay. I just have to focus on not losing at my game too badly. But I'm really, after all this stuff I've played on the user levels from the World's Hardest Game Ultimate Edition that's fan made, the playing World's Hardest Game 3 doesn't feel hard. Like I don't anticipate it being even remotely difficult, or the ending might be a little bit difficult, but even the ending of World's Hardest Game 3 doesn't really scare me at all. Because Throwback Tower has to be harder. But yeah, I'll just play a little bit of World's Hardest Game 3 just for fun right now. But yeah, next video I'm going to try to beat a significant portion of World's Hardest Game 3. And yeah, next video is going to be all kinds of cool stuff. I'm looking forward to the next video. It'll just be like a few days away. I didn't properly show off the death position stuff. The death position stuff's a major new feature. Okay, let me try not to screw up too bad here. The death position's really cool. They have that in Ultimate Edition. I didn't like invent the death position stuff. Let me just drink some water. I didn't invent the death positions, but and I'm surprised I didn't do it earlier. But yeah, I'm really happy with them. I like when it's color coded with the enemies. And yeah, I'm gonna show really thoroughly like with future level designs. that having different colored enemies really helps. Like on this level, these moving enemies should really be purple. When you have like different types of enemies color coded, it just makes it a lot easier to see what's going on. It's going to be really apparent that I should have done that sooner. Like, I'm kicking myself for not doing it sooner because it really helps a lot. Okay, I forgot what I just did. For some reason, I can't remember where to go. Let me just go menu. Okay, wait. Did I not just got a key? Okay, this is really confusing. I guess I'm going to go back to that room because I forgot what I just did. Okay, I cleared out this room, but now this door is still closed. Did I actually forget a key or something like that? I'm so confused. Oh yeah, I did forget a key. Okay, now I remember. In this level, I was talking and I was distracted. Oh wait, no. I guess I must have opened the. Okay, never mind. I just got the key that opens this door, I guess. Okay, that makes sense. It's been so long, I really can't remember that well, unfortunately. I remember World Tourist Game 4 a lot better than 3. It's kind of embarrassing, actually, when you can't remember your own game. Uh-oh, I'm dead. You're going to be able to play fixed FPS 30 like this on the remake as an option. But very few people will want to do that. It's better if you play at FPS. By today's standards, this whole level I just played was pretty bad, actually. Poorly designed. It's boring. There's not enough going on. But that's just my opinion. Back then, I wouldn't have thought that. Okay, I'm going to play a bit more, just because I'm having fun. It's been a long time. It's been about eight and a half years since I level designed, and then I did it for the first time in a long time, and I'm pretty happy with level 2 very hard. I'm just like getting something that I can put in the actual game is just hype, but there's a long way to go. Some of the other levels are way harder to design. The level 2 very hard was actually very easy to design. Some of them are going to be a lot harder to make and take a lot longer. Okay, let me just see here. Sometimes while I'm making a video and talking and playing at the same time, I'll get a key and I won't even remember what the key just did. But yeah, I played a user level that was very similar to this recently. Oops. Yeah, I wasn't planning on playing much World Tourist Game 3. I was going to play just a bit, but I might actually just play for a while. Having fun, so might as well. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of funny because there's a user video I played, or a user level I played that was so similar to this. The user level was harder though. Yeah, I felt maybe I'll change my opinion, but I felt in hindsight World Tourist Game 3 was poorly designed, like level design wise. World Tourist Game 4 level 1 wasn't that great, and the rest I thought was quite good. But maybe by today's standards, like by my new standards, it wouldn't be very good anymore, but it was good enough. But World Tourist Game 3, as I recall, was pretty poorly designed. Like level 2 so far, I would say everything I've played so far has been pretty weak in terms of like fun. Like I just don't feel like everything I've seen so far here isn't really that great. Like this here, the area just above. The starting area was okay, but yeah, this here is like I'm doing too many like variations of the same thing. That's one of the problems. But yeah, anyway, I don't want to trash my own designs too much. But looking back, they were too simple. It's like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. There's not enough going on. And I had animation software back then, so it's not like I had to code the enemies to move. So yeah, anyway, I recall the level design gets better for WHG Game 3 in level 3 and up. So I think I was just didn't practice enough. Oh shoot. I was too quick. I didn't discard the levels that I should have like made it and discarded it and made it again for practice, but instead I would just make it and then just move on to the next thing. That was why. But they're okay. It's not that bad. But okay, so the whole left side's done now, except for the very ending. So I'm gonna go. Didn't I get some painters? Oh yeah, I skipped the paint last level because I don't care. Surprisingly, compared to the user levels, this is really, really, really easy. It almost feels like it's not even supposed to be hard. This is like crazy easy. Even though I took 20 deaths, they're not really deaths because it was too hard. Like, they're just, I don't know, it's not really like, don't know what I'm trying to say, but I don't really care about the 20 deaths that I took. I don't feel like they were bad deaths. They were just kind of like getting used to the game or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, here the user level for here was way too hard. Or it wasn't too hard, it was just really hard. I mean, here I'm just playing it like nothing. I'm just going through like without even trying. It's like nothing. That one is too repetitive. This here is also quite repetitive. I don't know why I made something so repetitive. Like, what's the point? This is just the same thing twice. Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed that this is what I came up with. The same thing twice. Why did I bother with that? Yeah, I don't know. In hindsight, I'm surprised I didn't really. I should have put more effort into this. This is really like a really, really weak design, actually. Like, I forgot how bad this was. It's too bad. Oh well. I'm going to make WHG Game 5 really good, so it doesn't matter. I think at the time, I didn't realize how much better the level design can be. So I was inexperienced, so I wasn't thinking about like my standards enough or whatever. I don't know. This one is kind of cool though. This one is better than the other ones in this level. Let me just think where I'm going. I gotta go to the top here. The user level version of this was way cooler though with the pit. I had fun on the user level version of this. I'm glad that whoever that was that remade this, because the user level version of this was way cooler. But yeah, WHG Game 5 is going to be really, like, I don't know for sure, but I'm hoping it's going to be way, way, way better in terms of my overall standards. I can't guarantee it's going to be really good, but I assume it'll be way better than WHG Game 4 and 3. Okay, there's an enemy that might kill me. Oh, okay. This is the first part I would say is slightly hard in the whole game so far. Try not to die. Okay, so here I'll die. Go as quickly as I can. Take my safe spot. Okay, I'll just hang out in this safe spot, which looks totally safe. Okay, now I'll go as quickly as I can down. Oh! Okay, I have more than enough time to get to here. Let's wait for this guy. Yeah, this looks pretty easy. So this really wasn't hard at all, actually. It's hard to do it first try if you're not even trying. But the moment you start trying and you're not on first try, it's actually quite easy, but still. It's going to beat level 2 and then maybe beat level 3 now that I think about it. It's kind of fun going back, playing your old stuff, but World's Hardest Game 4, I don't want to go... in preparation for World's Hardest Game 5, I'm going to beat 4, but 4 actually is quite hard. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing 4 again. I am looking forward to beating 3. But yeah, the earlier levels of 3, I feel like what I'm doing now, I'm a little bit disappointed, actually. But let's just see. I can't really remember 3. Level 3. Oh, am I not done? Okay. God damn it. Did I not? What did I do? What did I miss? Oh, now I remember. Okay, sorry. Now I remember. It would be embarrassing if I couldn't remember. That's not the ending. That's just the start of the level. Keep licking my lips. I have to put on some chapstick. Hoping level 3 is a bit more of a challenge. Oh! That's enough. Oops. I'm not really looking at it, I'm just kind of winging it because I'm assuming it's not that hard. And I can still vaguely remember it. Yeah, okay. So this part, I remember I did a video on this actually. This one I was happy with. This is where I started actually being happy with the level designs. Maybe I started trying more. This is a little bit similar to the one I just made actually, but the one I just made, they move a lot slower and there's a vertical crisscross going on. I like the one I just made a lot more than this. And there's no coins in the center, so like why even go in the center sometimes? Like I don't know, I feel like there should be coins like in the middle. Okay, so let me just look at the map here. I'll just go left side first, I guess. This one, they all look pretty easy. Once you play the user levels enough, this stuff is not hard at all. But the hitbox is a little bit different though. In the user level, that would not kill you though. This is, at least this one isn't another like redo of the crisscrossing thing. I was using too many crisscross, like up and down, like simple back and forth stuff in the earlier levels. Okay, you know what? Do I want to play this? Okay, well, at least it's starting to get a little bit difficult. I'm trying to decide, do I want to keep playing or I'll save it for next video. I guess I'll just play right now. I'll just play a little bit more right now. I'm not going to beat all level 3, I think. I wasn't really planning on playing at all, but so I don't want to play too long, but I have work to do and stuff, so. Oops. Okay, you know what? Screw it right now. I'm going to go back to coding. But yeah, really soon there's going to be playable demo, more new custom, like more new level designs. You can give me feedback. There's going to be all kinds of cool stuff, and I'm going to beat World's Hardest Game 3. I'll probably beat it next video or the video after that, but I'm going to play it next video. But I don't know if I'll beat the whole thing next video. But anyway, it's going to get pretty cool with all the new level designs and playable demo and stuff, so it's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited. I'm going to try to do a really good job on the level designs. All right, see you soon.